Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. Today I've got some licks for you, 5 licks that sound more dangerous than an angry Rottweiler who's just had his pint spilled. These kind of licks are a great way of adding a touch of peril to a solo. A little bit of a spicy, dissonant kind of feel, which is really useful if you're kind of just jamming over a single chord for an extended period of time and you just want to make things sound a little bit more dangerous, basically. So, hopefully there will be something new in these ideas I'm going to show you today. Each lick is based upon a different concept, and well, let's crack straight on with them and see what's going on.
Lick number 1. Sonic shapes.
Okay, sonic shapes. This is a concept that I first came across about 25 years ago in the mid-90s via a column by the wonderful Sean Baxter in Guitar Techniques magazine. And basically the idea is that you take an interval, any distance between two notes, usually a minor third, 3 frets is a good starting point, and you just scatter it across the strings in any old random fashion. And this is obviously going to give you lots and lots of dissonant wrong notes in there. But as long as you play it with a fair turn of speed, that is kind of a bit of a necessary thing at this point, and resolve it to a strong chord note, then those dissonances just sound colourful and dangerous, if you like, and you can get a really mad sounding effect with it. What I'm doing in this lick is, if you look at the graphic on screen there, you can see I'm playing with my left hand the notes at the 5th, 7th and 8th frets, and I'm going to be tapping a note at the 11th fret with my right hand. So it's going to basically be like that kind of thing, okay? And then I'm just going to populate that across the rest of the strings, and it will sound like this. So there you go, that's a lick using sonic shapes. Notice how I kind of tied that off at the end by resolving it to that big fat A note bend, like that. And that's the kind of thing that you've got to do just to make it sound resolved and kind of bring it back home for the listener. So let's have a look at the next one.
Lick number 2. Lower neighbour tones.
Yes, indeed, lower neighbour tones. Very, very simple concept. If you're playing over an A minor chord, just visualise an A minor chord somewhere on the neck and take all of the notes in that chord and approach them from one semitone below. So in the lick that you're about to see, I'm thinking about like the A minor chord that you would get up at the 12th fret, excuse me, just hitting the mic there, like that. And then I'm just taking every note in that chord and going into it from a semitone below. And that gives us a lick which sounds a bit like this. Okay, let's move on to the next one then. Here it is.
Lick number 3. Triads based on chord tones.
Right, so what this is all about is basically taking all of the notes in the chord that we're playing over, and we're playing over an A minor chord here, but I'm kind of thinking more A minor 7. And I'll take each of the notes in that chord, A, C, E and G, and I'm basically going to play a major arpeggio triad on each one of those notes. So an A major arpeggio, a C major arpeggio, an E major arpeggio and a G major arpeggio. Yes, I'm going to be playing an A major arpeggio over the A minor chord, but it's fleeting, it's brief, and the dissonances involved by hitting these wrong notes are what give it its slightly mad and dangerous quality, like this. So there you go, that's what that one sounds like. Let's move on to the next one.
Lick number 4. Playing chromatically.
Indeed, playing chromatically. You know, there are many examples where you can do this, just kind of filling in the gaps between the notes in a scale pattern. That kind of thing. But one way I like to do it is to take an interval, in this case in the lick that you're going to see shortly, a major third interval between the C note and the E note, which is in the A minor chord. Both those notes are in the A minor chord. And I'm just going to move that chromatically down the neck and end up once again resolving to a strong chord note. That's what really makes all of these licks work. You've got the dangerous, mad, colourful bit of it where there's lots of dissonance, and then it's tying it off at the end onto a nice, big, fat, strong chord note that makes it all sound sweet and resolved. Here's the lick. So there you go, that's what that one sounds like, and let's move on to the final lick.
Lick number 5. Using the whole tone scale.
Yes, the whole tone scale. What is a whole tone scale? Well, as its name suggests, it's basically a scale made up of whole tone or 2 fret intervals. So in this case here, I'm going to be starting on a C note and then just going C, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, and then back to C again. And this is a really good choice of scale, I think, to create a little bit of a mad sound over an A minor chord. The lick that you're going to see in a moment begins on an A minor pentatonic little run in this sort of part of the neck here, and then quickly goes into a descending whole tone scale lick, and then finishes by resolving once again at the end of the lick into the root note of the A minor chord that we're playing over. Here's the lick. So there you go. Hopefully you've gained something from those 5 licks. They all add a nice frisson of excitement and spiciness to a solo, especially, as I said at the beginning of the video, if you are playing for an extended period of time over a single chord. I use these all the time, and you know, well, not all the time, I wouldn't base a whole solo on them, you understand, but they are kind of quite regularly in the rotation of licks that just seem to fall out of me fingers and find their way into solos. I do hope you found this informative, useful, and maybe even a little bit inspiring, and if you have, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the rest of the stuff. You can support this channel by buying a t-shirt. The link is in the description below, or if you prefer something a little bit more tangible, then you can buy some courses, or buy a course of the ones that I've got on sale. There's a course on modes, there's a course on basically taking your first steps in the world of lead guitar, and there's a course on just adding a little bit more spice and depth to a blues guitar solo. Basically, if you're a blues guitarist and you're a bit bored with the minor pentatonic scale, that could be a course for you. Or, if you'd prefer some tailored one-to-one guitar tuition, get in touch with me via the details at the end of this video. If you live on Teesside in the northeast of England, you can come along for a face-to-face lesson, or wherever else you are in the world, you can have a lesson via Skype, and whichever way you do it, your first lesson is free. The link for the courses you can see is there on screen. It's also in the description box below, as is the merch store link, so, check it all out. You can preview the courses, by the way, for free before you commit, so you got nothing to lose once again there. Right, that's it for today, folks. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will look forward to seeing you all again next time around. Bye for now, folks.